Hello, everybody. Welcome to our shared webinar between Useful and Customer Score IO. Here with me is my peer Patrick. And let's give it a few seconds or minute and a half before we see that the streaming is going on, and so that we give people a chance to join. By the way, in the meanwhile, Patrick, what's the weather on your end?
The weather here is pretty hot. We have like 30 degrees here, so I'm just inside the building. AC is on, and yeah. But I have a pool here, so I will probably jump to the pool
Nice.
after the webinar. So yes.
Sounds like an awesome workplace.
Yeah.
I have it similarly in terms of the AC. I'm kind of delaying going home because I do not
Mhm.
have such a thing at home. And yeah, uh, it gets hot.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I see
Do
that
we know
we.
on sorry
Sorry.
do we know like if people are here or or uh like is someone connected or how we know it?
I can see that we have people connecting on LinkedIn, and we have one person watching us on YouTube. That's a new.
Okay.
So, hello everybody. And we still have people connecting. So let's
Okay.
give it a 30 seconds and then we will jump in.
Cool.
All righty, I need to close the notifications because the team is writing me, good luck, good luck. I'm like, okay, but
Yeah, good point. I also need to turn off the notification here. So thanks for reminding me.
yeah, that happened to me last time that in the middle of the presentation, my child walked in and I finished the presentation with 20 kilos on one arm. So
Yeah.
being in a co-working makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, this is the reason why I locked the door so that nobody can go inside. I
Smart
hope so.
Mister.
Yeah.
Alrighty, folks. Let's get in. Quick intro. Uh, you will learn 10 seconds about us. Why are we here and why are we talking together? Why there are two companies on a webinar? What a strange concept, right? We're going to talk about churn and we're going to have one controversy in there. We're going to discuss about how to spot churn or upsell opportunities, some tools, best practices, and yeah, we're trying not to be too boring and too businessy.
I hope so.
And to quickly introduce ourselves, that person with large hat on the left side, that's me. I have co-founded Useful, the company that focuses on user adoption and churn prevention by activating users in the product-led companies, product-led products. And with me is my peer Patrick.
Hi guys, my name is Patrick. I'm co-founder of Customer Score IO. Customer Score IO is platform which helps SaaS companies with customer health monitoring, churn prediction, spotting upsell opportunities, and overall help you get more revenue from current user base. So this is what we do. Just very quickly. And today we would like to talk more about churn, about spotting upsells opportunities, and also kind of like a churn risk inside your user base. And we would like to also like give you some sneak peek into how our two products can work together and how maybe you can leverage this kind of two products into to grow more revenue just from your user base.
Oh yeah, I would say the quick TLDR about this. You are sitting on a user business data. You understand their business engagement. Usefully sitting in-app, we understand their in-app engagement, and we can make some magic together on this. But before we dive into the details, one quick note: we feel alone. Talking for 1 hour into a screen, it makes me feel lonely. And we need some cheering, we need some questions, and we need some engagement from you. Or just tell us that we should already shut up or something like that. But in order to do so, there's a Slido link. You can connect through a QR code or directly on a Slido page by entering the code 3647070. We will show this QR code a few more times during the presentation. But yeah, if you open it, you are ready to submit questions. And if we see somebody asking, we will stop the presentation and we will jump into discussion. So, ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go for it.
Okay.
So, Patrick, why do we care about churn?
Yeah, first I just wanna give you some kind of like data about churn and overall like acquisition and retention, because from my experience, like most SaaS companies focus their effort only on acquisition and they kind of like forget about the gold mine they already have, and which is like their own user base. I'm not sure on like how you work with your user base or what kind of like churn prevention you have, but from my experience and also from the data I read that the acquiring like new customers is up to 7 times more expensive than retaining the existing one, and I think that with growing like acquisition cost, I think people should more care about their user base, because as I said, like it could be, or it is the gold mine.
And it's going to get worse. We see that 20 years ago, software as a service products, it was not rare that they were unique. And nowadays, we see a copy of ourselves every year coming in, and the product itself stops being a moat. What is the moat? Is the distribution, is the human relationships, is the certain authenticity, authority on a topic, and the trust people are putting into you. And building trust with people who already trust you, it's kind of simpler than trying to go to a completely new person and start from the scratch. And this is going to get worse or better, depending from which side we are looking on it. But the 5 to 7 times might already be quite optimistic, and it's this number is going to increase.
Yeah, I'm not sure about your experience, Andrew, but we just started our campaigns in Google search, like typical campaigns in Google search in US, and one click like cost us, I don't know, like $30 or something, and it was like, what the fuck? Like let's stop the campaigns for a little bit, maybe try the different channels, but yeah, like it's really crazy, like how the prices are today. So
Yeah,
yeah.
we noticed that it goes up and down. We can clearly see when one of our direct competitors is getting another round of funding. We see that the very next day the Google ads are getting super expensive, and it's something which is hard to scale, because there will always be companies that have a better capitalization. There will always be companies that have a more coal to shovel into the acquisition engine, and thinking how differently companies can be built. It might Cost of acquisition might not even be an issue for companies that are going purely for growth.
Yeah.
But from the other perspective, it is very hard to build a good, trusting user base in 1 or 2 years. It takes time. Mentally, it takes time for people to start aligning with you. So we are fighting the long game, and basically the cost of acquisition is an issue in a long game.
Yeah, definitely. So I just skip to the next slide to to be maybe more quicker, because we cannot talk like 5 minutes around one slide. But I just want to show some like data from about churn. The source here is ChartMogul, and probably someone knows ChartMogul. But the important thing is are those the churn metrics here. I don't want to go like deeper into the graph, but imagine that you have typical company like SaaS company around $1 million ARR. So your typical churn is somewhere between 1 to 6.6%, and the median here is 2.99%, which means like a typical company has or has around 3% of monthly churn. So probably you are thinking that 3% of monthly churn is okay, but you need to imagine that 3% monthly churn means that you are losing 1/3 of your customers annually, right? So 31% of customers is gone like in 1 year. And to better demonstrate it, maybe I prepared this like a simple graph to explain it. Imagine that we are in January, start of the year, and we have 100 customers. So I just want to demonstrate the really small differences between churn. So we have like 3, 4, and 5% of churn, and you can see the difference. It gives you like at the end of the year in the December. So you can see that really small like changes in churn rate. It can have a huge impact in the total customer base or AR, even ARR, like in the end of the year. So I'm not sure, Andro, if what's your take on this, but I think that, or maybe I didn't realize it like before before that 3% means that you are losing 1/3 of your customers.
Yeah, like
1 year.
it sounds okay if we are talking about the monthly churn, like
Yeah.
in the past, the playbook was if you have churn below 5%, you're completely great. It's not working like that nowadays. But once you recalculate it for a whole year, it gets scary.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, go on. This is your your question.
I have one thing which I have to tell. On the last slide, you made it sound like churn is a bad thing, and I think you are even promising to your clients, Patrick, we will reduce the churn, and therefore you will save money. And I wanted to very, very strongly oppose this idea because I think churn is good. Churn is good. You have to have churn. You have to have healthy amount of churn. The difference, maybe for somebody, healthy amount of churn can be different to something else. But churn is necessary. I will explain later on.
I would say it depends, but we will discover later on. Yeah.
So right now, let's test our Slido and let's check what do you think is the healthy churn rate, healthy monthly churn rate, maybe specifically for your company or for your industry. We have one answer. Somebody else has an idea? Alrighty. No other ideas? Then I will have to spill it.
Do we have one answer? Because I'm not. I don't have the slide open. So
there is one answer is telling us 5%.
It's
Maybe
a good
because
churn.
I told this number before.
Mm-hmm.
There is another answer 1%, but 0 would be great. Another answer is 0. Then there is answer 2 to 3%.
Mm-hmm.
These are very, very good answers, and I love them. But is there another take? 4%. Okay, folks, I will not cause you a pain anymore because it depends. It does not depend on the number itself, but it depends on the stage your company is in. If we are thinking about churn, what does it mean? Churn is we have some good fit customer, desired customer, and if they churn away, we regret it. We feel pain, we cry over the customer, and we wish it would never happen. But it happens more often than not, then that churn is good. Because if you have customers that are not aligned to you, they are not your ICP, for example, they are not capable of enabling the product, for example, and so on. Bad customer can mean very high operational cost. They mean reputation risk. They mean distraction. They mean a lot of other things. And they will most likely churn out in a short time anyway. So what I would like to put in strongly is retaining high fit customers matters. But with low fit customers, the faster you churn, the better. And this is one important topic. Saving churn or fixing churn does not start by engaging with clients and trying to save them. It starts with understanding clients, analyzing who is a good fitting client, understanding what is your ideal product market fit, and making sure that you serve best for those groups where you have the fit, and you make sure that the clients that do not have the fit find out earliest. It sometimes happens that, for example, you have a great product focused on one niche, and then you hire an external marketing agency and you pay them per lead. And you do not really set up a good qualified lead definition. And they just start throwing people into your product like crazy, using ads and so on, only for you to find out that these people churn afterwards. Is it a problem of your product? Maybe. Or it can be a problem that they are being promised something which your product does not have an ambition of solving. We had this issue in the past with Useful, where we had the Google Max campaigns turned on and the advertisement was running on autopilot, and only to find out that we promised user research tool. And we're like, I don't think so. I don't think so. And exactly the people that were coming to the application through this were very likely to churn. And talking about the product market fit, what does it mean? We are talking about 4 core aspects. One aspect is user persona. Who is the person we are talking to? Are we serving customer support or are we serving product managers? Second thing is the problem. What is the problem we are solving for them? Third thing is the promise. Do these people even believe we are capable of solving this? And only the last part is the product. And all of these need to click for that given persona in order for this persona to be considered well-fitting. And with Useful, we are looking on this in a way that with persona and problem, if you put our solution in, it already happened that some clients were complaining. You did actually temporarily increase the churn. Well, yes, because we started to explain on the first screen of your application what this application actually does, for whom it is, etc. And many people realized, it's not for me. Let's get out. And this is the risk of just looking at the churn as one aggregated number, because we need to differentiate between good leads, good customers, fitting customers, and the others. So how do you look on this, Patrick?
Yeah, so I'm glad that you mentioned the fit customer, because this is what I would recommend doing inside of the scoring. But like we already said, that your user base can be the growth engine, the gold mine. So my question would be, like, I would ask myself, like, so how do you spot churn risk or upsell opportunities inside your user base? And my answer is that you should start with a customer scoring. Right, so I will just very quickly skip the slide. Yeah, so imagine that this is your user base. Yeah, you have no idea like what's going on. Even your customer success manager have no idea what's going on, because he just reacts purely like reactive. His approach is reactive, and he's just putting out fires, right? And like he doesn't know like what's going on. So my advice is to work with two types of scoring. And the first thing is engagement score. It means like how people engage with your product, right? It can be there can be metrics like product usage, last login date, or time in product, feature adoption, payment history, number of tickets raised to your support, sentiment of the messages for the support. And on the other hand, I'm glad that you mentioned the like ICP, the ideal client profile. So we call it like fit score, right? So you should define, or you should have an idea what's your ideal customer, and you probably have some kind of like parameters or metrics like what define the best customer. Typically, here are the parameters like company size, so number of employees, number of customers, industry they are in, or for example geography, that you just want to target, I don't know, German market, or US market, or whatever. And also the nice like fit score parameter can be also tech stack. For example, you want to target customer running on Shopify, or you want to target customer where it's using HubSpot or Stripe, right? So this could be like the nice parameters of how you should score the customers. So back to our user base. So right now you have like these two kinds of scores. So we put engagement on the axis Y, and then we put fit score to the axis X, and it will create this kind of nice, we call it like scoring matrix. And right now you have like four quadrants of your user base, so like four different segments. For example, upper right, there are customers with high engagement and high fit. So those customers are healthy, they are using your product, you want those customers, so probably there is opportunity for upsell. On the other hand, there are customers with low fit and low engagement, and probably you don't want these customers because they are on low fit and you don't care about churning. Maybe you should ask like, why those are customers like signing up? Do my campaigns target, do I target right people in my campaigns? Because as we said at the beginning, the acquisition costs are getting higher, and if you are acquiring customers you don't want, it's not effective, right? So this kind of approach give you like holistic overview of your user base, and give you like a lot of insights into your business. So Andro, maybe your take on this, if you think similarly, or
I think similarly, but I have a hard opinion about one thing. If you look on the low engagement, low fit customers, you recommend to ignore them. I very much do not recommend this. I recommend automated communication and clear expectation setting. The reason why I would not ignore low fit customers and simply have them die out is the reputation risk. It
Mhm.
happened to us in the past that we see a low fit customer, and we were just kind of ignoring, and we find out a poor G2 review. And this is
Okay.
something which can risk some reputation for your company, because somebody reading that review will not understand that they tried to use your product as a fork when they needed a spoon. And my take on this is if you have a high fit, high engagement customer and also high opportunity customer, you want to go for them directly. Some clients love getting served manually, but even our biggest customer, which we have, hates meetings. They are spending tens of thousands of euros on us, and if we have to have a call once a year, they're like, ah. But the moment they get into friction, they open a ticket. They just don't like. They're a little bit of a introverted company, and upsell them, yes, but engage, provide value. Whatever channel is good on this, either automatically or manually, let's go for them proactively and have a customer success manager, the brain behind it. But then for all other scores, if you think about it, activate them and automate them. In terms of useful, these are very similar quadrants because we provide automated engagement, helping people to adopt the product, helping people to avoid any friction in the product, and helping people to find their aha moment. And we are using the same solution for low fit and high fit customers. Explaining. While for one, the low fit, the customers are experiencing the ticket deflection, as we call it, lower amount of support tickets, lower amount of confusion. While on the high fit, customers are experiencing the revenue uplift. Low fit, long engagement, there's practically just a reputation risk mitigation, but Useful itself operates in 4 quadrants. It's just for the high engagement, high fit, we recommend it to be a supplement, while for the others, it is the driving force.
Cool. So maybe we can go on. Yes. So maybe my best practice here that you should define some kind of boundary between VIP customers and the long tail customers, because you wanna dedicate, for example, customer success manager to the VIP customer, but you cannot afford to dedicate customer success manager to your like low tier customers, because it just doesn't make sense, like for in business way, right? So this is, you should kind of like segment those two clusters. And like my take for VIP customers, that as you said, like offer individual treatment. Maybe your biggest customer hates a call like every month, so this is maybe the exception, but at least you should like you should offer the possibility of having a call with you, I know, once per quarter or once per year or something.
And unpopular opinion, what has worked for us since COVID, almost nobody is visiting. We have we have won deals when we got clients from vendors with that they were with them for 10 years, let's say, by having a very close touch by visiting them in person. So this is something which is underestimated right now. And if we have a slightest opportunity, let's go in person. Like, this is the mode that is very hard to replicate over a call.
Yeah, so another like tips is like personal onboarding, if it makes sense, regular success meetings, and also setting up some kind of like alerts. Like you want to be notified if something is going wrong, and you wanna seize the fire like as soon as possible. So be proactive. And on the other hand, like we have those kind of like low tier customers, and you should probably automate like as many processes, as many communication as you are able to, because you don't want, as we said, you don't wanna like talk to the customer like on the individual level. So here the scoring is much more crucial, because if you want to set up some kind of automations or playbooks, as we call it, you need to have the data, and you need to have the automatic segments and all this stuff like running. So typical use cases here are the new trialists. Like you want to spot only the high potential trialists and maybe offer only to this one the success call or the onboarding call, right? So this is where the scoring can help you. Or as we name it, like churn risk customers, upsell opportunities customers. We already like talk about this, but you will also have a segment, for example, with churned customers. So probably you can offer here discount, or at least like ask for a reason why they churn. So you have better idea of if you are missing some features or whatever. So these are the typical use cases how you can leverage the automated approach for long tail customers. Yeah, Andrew, this is maybe yours.
Thank you. Pretty much, we were discussing over different types of customers or different fleets of customers. And from overall holistic perspective, what does it mean? When somebody comes to the platform, we wish to understand our goals. We wish to understand our expectations. We need to understand their team, or sometimes we need to find out the company size. There are clients that are, for example, not serving their customers below 200 employees, etc. They are focusing on a sales-led growth. Like everybody has their ICP, and this is where Useful Engagement Platform comes in, where we can collect the user choices, we can collect the information about them directly, and we can pass it into the overall intelligence platform. If we are looking on then how after the user is onboarded, how they are working, we are engaging, we are measuring the engagement. Engagement means two things. Engagement means what business goals they are achieving within the platform. Engagement also means some leading metrics, like how often they log in, how regularly they log in, or how many different roles from the same account are logging in. This all can help to predict what is the health of that account in your portfolio. And then when we are talking about friction points can be twofold. Patrick was before talking about friction points on the business side, meaning is this client engaging less? But sometimes if the client is engaging a lot, there is a peak of engagement. This can mean two things. This can mean they love your application, they love your product, and they want to, they cannot get enough, or they are struggling. If you see the whole department logging in and trying to do stuff there, you need to understand, is it a good thing or bad thing? And this is where, for example, Useful, identifying rage clicks, dead clicks, and pretty much being able to identify a friction on the highest level can come in handy to understand what is going on, and can come in handy to differentiate. Me as a CSM, I know that I have to call this client, but do I congratulate them? Do I talk about upgrade and renewal, or am I going for the rescue mission? This is the context which we need to have, and your CSMs will wish to have. And when we are talking specifically, what does it mean? Finding customer fit. We're talking about a very trivial example. You see, when you log into platforms like Useful or Miro, they're asking, what team do you work in? Because they have a specific ICP, which they wish to serve. That's one point. And second point, they have a different communication type, different goals, different benchmarks related to a different roles. They also need to understand whether all of the critical champion roles For example, in a case of Useful, it would be engineering manager, it would be UX designer, and it would be the product manager. We consider the accounts to be healthy if all of the three roles of the product trio are present and active. And for that, we need to understand. On the other hand, you do a magic with the data, Patrick, based on the customer business and transactional details, etc. You are predicting who is where on the quadrant, and you are helping to focus in what makes sense. And what do we actually do with this data? This is an interesting part of the discussion because, okay, we can let's say we can right now predict who is a good fit. We can predict who is engaging. We can predict who is engaging in positive way. We can predict who is engaging in negative way. What do we do with it right now? The most obvious choice could be we set up rules and we send a Slack notification to your CSMs if something huge is going on. That's where we are talking about the high fit, high engagement clients. They are worth saving. If your biggest client is going to churn, sometimes your CSMs will even wish to jump to a car or a train and just visit them and resolve it on the place. For early stage companies, losing the top customer might be deadly. But then what about the long tail? With long tail, this is where Useful mostly comes to place because with long tail, we are talking about automatic engagement. This comes in example of ticket prevention, where if we see somebody struggling on a certain feature, we prioritize guides. We prioritize onboarding or reboarding in this case. We prioritize certain content that helps the people overcome the friction. From the other perspective, if we see somebody adopting and getting segmented into VIP, getting segmented into high potential accounts, we are offering them additional options in the account. We are onboarding them into so-called deeper application. So they might be using their one core feature, their adopter feature, but then you wish to hook them in. You wish to integrate them to their stack. You wish to make sure that they start adopting your product in depth. And that's again where Useful suggestions, where the onboarding guides come into play. And altogether, you can see how many good fit customers were identified versus which customers were considered low fit and why. And you can see the health of the individual accounts, and you can see the automatic or manual actions that were taken. And this is where the power of Useful and customer score comes into play together, because we as Useful are sitting on the in-app engagement data. We are sitting on what the clients told us about themselves, what users told us about themselves. We see where people are rage clicking. We see when there is a friction in the application. While on the other hand, Patrick is sitting on a gold mine of business and business transactional data, where you know if they have upgraded, purchased recently. You see a lot of the data which we don't. And then all combined, we are able to save time for the customer success managers to focus on the top opportunities while automating the engagement with those where we need to prevent tickets, with those where we need to prevent reputational risk, and with those where we want to grow them without having to, or without being in a manual contact.
I would maybe add here that you said it right, but to be maybe more specific, that yes, we have this data, but we also have this kind of like scoring model, so we can like automatically segment the users into churn risk, into upsell opportunities, you name it. You can create as many segments, or as you can create segments you want, and we can push the data to the UseTiffle. So UseTiffle in this case is some like the communication platform. So we say to the UseTiffle that, hey, this user or this segment of users are in churn risk. Probably in UseTiffle you can shoot him some kind of banner or in-app messages, or offer the call inside the app, right? So this is the use case, why we are like how we are thinking about combining those two platforms together.
Thank you, Patrick. I completely missed the heart of your applications. Many apologies.
No, you didn't miss it. I just specify just a little bit. Yeah.
Alrighty. So maybe before we go to Q&A, a quick summary.
Yeah.
Useful. Historically, we were known for the content engagement, product tours. That's our hashtag. Tooltips, banners. We are differentiated on inline embedded content. We support the in-app user feedback. In here, there is a huge difference in collecting the user feedback using traditional surveys, either pop-ups or email surveys, where we are talking about 7% plus minus answer rate, while in-app embedded surveys, we are talking about 30%. Much, much closer connection to your users. And the last part, latest part, is the user behavior tracking part, where we are able to record the individual sessions or understand things like rage clicks, error clicks, dead clicks. We can find out and understand where people in the applications are engaging without actually doing anything there. And to you?
Yeah, I would probably repeat myself. So we are a platform, as you already said, that we are combining like three types of data usually. Like those are the data, like product usage data. Uh, so similar data you have. Then we have data from like financial data from payment processors like Stripe or Chargebee. And then we can also connect the data from the CRM, like from, for example, from HubSpot or Salesforce. And we do the scoring like based on these three types of data. And as I said, we can based on this, we can predict churn, we can predict upsells, and our overall goal is to increase the ARR for our clients. So yeah, this is the overview of customer score IO.
Thank you, Patrick. And the message is, if you are really, really serious about fighting the bad churn and understanding the good churn, then we're the team together to serve you integrated and well-fitting. And from the presentation itself, that's all. Let's find out whether we have any questions. Switching to Slido now. Is the useful and customer score integration understandable? Did we bore the hell out of you today?
Hopefully not. Yeah, seems like we have no questions so far.
All righty. Then one of the great things which we can do is let's give 15 minutes back to the people. Thank you, everybody, for being with us today. If you wish to get in touch, it's either Patrick or me. We will work as a team anyways. And again, as a repeat, we are here to help you fight the churn, sometimes before it happens, sometimes to win the customer back when it's already happening. And let's get in touch when this gets relevant for you.
Thank you, guys, and have a great rest of the day.